Welcome to Elton's Retirement Journey and Travel. So glad you're here. And I wanted to kind of kick off a new segment off of my channel. And I'm going to call this Doing What's Right for You. So recently, I stumbled across a newcomer to the community, and a gentleman who is living abroad, and he took his Social Security at 62. And he was articulating how he is maximizing his life and optimizing his income with what he has coming in, and also living a pretty much what you could consider a luxury tropical life. And that newcomer is by the name of Johnny Vivento. And I'm going to bring him up on the screen. We're going to get a good look at him and introduce him to the community. And one of the reasons why I wanted to speak about him is that I've been listening to his videos, and I've taken away quite a bit. And it's an option that anyone who experiences a disaster in their life, like something down in Florida, which we had and wasn't too long ago, as well as something that may have experienced out with the California wildfires, can just get away from it all, just go somewhere where they don't have to have a whole lot of stuff except the clothes on your back and the access to your money. Go somewhere, live comfortably, not spend a lot of money, just lay back, convalesce, enjoy the beaches, the scenery, and maybe have it as a base of operations to travel. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him up, and then I'm going to talk about some of the points that I picked up from him. Okay, so just give me a minute. I'm going to try and bring him up and then I'm going to hop back in, and we'll continue. Thanks. Okay, folks, meet Johnny Vivento. He is down in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and he is living down there. First thing that hit my mind was the fact that as a person traveling to Mexico, you could stay down there for 6 months, and then you leave the country, you come back in. There's probably some rule of 24 hours or something. You come back in as a tourist, you stamp, you're good for another 6 months. And that was very interesting to me. The other thing he pointed out is that you're only 3 hours away from the US. So if you've got your Medicare and you've got anything major that needs to be done, and you're not comfortable um, down there spending your own money, you can just keep your Medicare going and some kind of base back in the US and just going back home. And most of the things that happen with me with my upper respiratory infections, I keep all the details. I usually save some of the medicines. The doctors want you to take it all the time. You can go ahead and get that over the counter. And they've got a lot of homes that down there that cater to foreigners who come in from U.S., Canada, and probably overseas as well, which are fully furnished. So, meaning that if something terrible happened to you, where you lost your home, and you say, "Okay, well, I lost my home. Uh, we're going to rebuild," and you had a business that was close by, or you work close by, and that those two got burnt down, and now you don't have a business anymore, you don't have a place of employment, and you get a nice chunk of money, and you're over 55 where you have access um, to the rule of 55, and you just got enough, and you want to go somewhere and just convalesce. What this guy is talking about can be done. So I'm going to come back and go full screen and bring up a few of the points that he was talking about that I really, really started to think about for myself. Okay, so I'll be right back. So, what really, really prompted this to make this video is what I've been watching the feeds on YouTube about senior citizens living in their cars to save money. You know, it, this is an option with what Johnny's talking about down there in Mexico. And I had some misconceptions about it that kidnapping Americans and putting them on oil barrels and setting them on fire. And he's saying, you don't have to worry about that because this is an area that's safe for you. And I like hearing that. The other thing is, seeing another lady with her social security check is just covering her $1,100 rent and her YouTube income, which you could use that without doing anything. If a bot hits your site and all of a sudden the traffic, once they take you off, that you're not getting that money anymore anytime soon. Um, you know, can't afford $400 to replace the front brakes, the pads, and the rotors. You know, everybody who owns a car knows is those things wear out after about 45, 60,000 miles, depending on how you drive and brake. So, if you're living like that, what he's talking about is totally different. When you can go get yourself a nice, comfortable place at a few $100s, with a nice balcony pool, not too far from the beach. You gotta look at this. Um, because you don't want to be living in a shed, or the RV stuff is cool and everything, but as you get older you need a level of comfort. If you just tired to the point you just want to mud around your apartment, you should be able to do that in a comfortable weather where you don't have to get all bundled up and then worrying about the high cost of heat. And that's one of the main reasons why I decided to do this video, because what he's saying is really, really important. And with him taking the Social Security at 62, he's you know he, he's like anybody else. Once you do that, eh, you're not going to just sit up and say, it was wrong that I did that. You're going to do what you can to make it look luxurious and successful. And but he's doing it in a way that I can relate to. 'Cause I'll be down in Latin America in about 6 weeks. And that's what I think I do. I think with my features, I would fit in. Now, I don't speak any Spanish, but I should learn really fast. And I do like to travel. And, once I'm retired, I got to have something to do. I can lock this condominium up, and go down there and have a place and easily spend $500-600 a month. And from there, travel all over Latin America and then come back and I could get a two-bedroom place and all my family members can come down and hang out with me and stuff like that. So I just thought that was pretty interesting. Now I have always been very sweet on Asia. I've been all through Asia and I got money set aside to go back, but it takes like a freaking day and a half to get there. If I go there, I'm traveling for a whole day. So if I'm based somewhere in Manila or I'm based somewhere in Bangkok and I'm getting that Social Security, well, the only medical I can get to, since I absolutely know nothing about what they have to offer there, is going to Guam or Hawaii. So, and that's like a 6-7 hour flight, and who knows long it takes to get to Hawaii, and then you're trying to do this all on your own. So I just felt that it was a very good option in what he was saying and his delivery, and like anybody else, you take that Social Security at 62, it's okay as long as you can make it work. That's the number one thing. What's right for you? And that's what this segment is. And I just thought I would bring it up, because I'm always looking, um, to pick up from other people. And that's why I'm on here. And I thought it would be a good idea to commend this man and maybe introduce him to the community and just say some nice things about him. And, because like I said, I'll be down there in Latin America. I'm not going his area, but I will be hitting about 3 countries and headed to a Pacific island in the middle of the Pacific. I'll tell you about it when I get back. It's actually exposed in a couple of my videos. If you go back down, I think something about Gate One Travels will clue you in on where I'm going. But that's a ploy to help you look at some of my videos. But anyway, that's what I wanted to say about Ventura and Johnny Vivento. That's how one or two of these on what's right for you that I'm gonna be putting out. So I thought I'd feature Johnny first and just say some nice things about it because I think that would be a better option. Um, you know, Especially if you're out there in Los Angeles, you lose everything. You're sitting around looking at your home all tore up. Grab some of that money, go on down to Mexico, and decide what you're going to do. I know for a fact if you build a brand new house, they're going to tax the hell out of you, and then your insurance is going to be high. Why wait around? Just go make your life somewhere else, which is what he's doing. And if you're on that low end of the Social Security, you know what it's like here. It's crazy. The odds, unless you get a inheritance or hit the lottery or you're gonna go back to work, uh, it's going to be tough here because I don't see anything getting cheaper. You're telling me the eggs are going to be $10. I'm going grocery shopping this weekend. I'll see. I got about 5 eggs in there right now, and I like eggs. So anyway, this is John with Elton's retirement journey on a new spinoff segment of my channel. What's right for you? Thanks for listening and stopping by. You have a good evening.